All right, what up YouTube? You guys ready to dive deep down the Kadena rabbit hole? I got another amazing interview with Doug Beardsley. He's the lead engineer at Kadena. If you guys haven't saw my other interview with Doug, definitely go back and check it out. And special shout out to the DecentralCon family. Thank you guys so much for having me out at your event. It was an honor to be out there and filming and interviewing everybody. Had an absolute blast. So before I overtalk it, let's dive deep. But do me a favor, guys. If you guys want to see Kadena on the show more often, drop some comments, share this on Twitter, tag them on Twitter, tag Will Martino, Stuart Popejoy, Doug, Emily. We need to get the whole Kadena team on the show for interviews, so I'd love to interview every one of them. The more you guys tweet, the more you guys tag them, the better chance we're gonna have that they're gonna be back on the show real soon. So I love you guys. Let's dive in, let's get it. What's up, Doug? Good to see you in person, man.
Likewise.
A little bit different than on camera, buddy. So
definitely.
Where do you want to start,
here.
man? Where do you want to start?
Wherever you want.
What up, bro? Good to see you, man.
Hey.
Good to see you. Welcome to the party.
Yeah.
So let's dive into the scalability and what's getting built on top of Kadena.
Okay.
It seems like talk of the town. Everybody's asking me, what's the next project, or how do we know if these projects are official, if they're supported by Kadena? Because when we go on your website, we're not seeing anything, and that's like the #1 thing going around the community. Everybody's saying that they're doing this with Kadena, but how do we know if they're really doing that with Kadena?
That's a great question. This has been raised internally in the company very recently.
Yep.
I don't have an actual answer at
Yep.
the moment, but we know that this is a problem, and we know that there are competing WKDA tokens on Ethereum, ERC20s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I think this happens with pretty much
Everything,
every
yeah.
project, but we're working on getting some kind of definitive place where you can find out, hey, what's the actual address for these contracts and
Yep.
these projects. Help people distinguish the difference between scammers and the real projects.
Yep. Now you
so
could do.
we'll probably have something on our website. Really, if you're going from authoritative sources, post the pages on our website, tweets that we put out,
Yep.
things that we have control over, that's going to be your best bet.
Perfect. Is there any way that we could get, like, Kadena just to make a post on Twitter if you guys do? Is there anywhere that we could like direct people, like, hey, if somebody's actually official, it'll get, like, where would be the first place that you guys posted that we should be looking for?
Twitter.
Twitter.
Our Telegram, of course. Telegram is
It's hard to keep up on,
it is
yeah.
very tricky to keep up. There's I know that there are other scam Telegram channels that are trying to look like Kadena official.
Yep.
But everything flows out from our website. Go to our website. The links that are on our website are going to be good ones.
Okay.
The links, go to our website, get the Telegram link,
Yep.
Twitter account link. Those are going to be your authoritative sources. Kadena.io. That's the authoritative source
Sweet.
for everything.
Now, cadex is the talk of the town, or on the talk of my channel anyways. I'm pretty excited about that.
We are too.
And that is something that was originally Kadena Swap, right? Are you one of the, are you involved with that? Or?
So the original smart contract code, we wrote a year ago or so. We were working on it. And so the smart contract itself is what we call Kadena Swap.
Yep.
But that's not the whole ball game.
Right.
You need to have a website. You need to have like officially supported tokens, and there's a whole bunch of other infrastructure that needs to come with it, and that's cadex.
Yep.
So Kadena Swap is just a smart contract. It's going to be an open source public. It is
Yep.
open source and publicly available, and cadex is the official front end and user interface and team that is working on maintaining those things.
And now that's completely separate. You guys kind of just gave them the keys and said, hey, Kadena's not actually technically, legally, or any way connected to cadex, right?
Separate organization.
Yep.
We want to keep the core Kadena team very, very regulatory compliant. And so we're going to stay focused on the core blockchain stuff, and we're going to be looking more and more to have third-party teams building out our ecosystem.
Very
and
smart.
we want to help. We want to,
Yep.
we have grant programs. We want to collaborate, but we're going to have to, like, we can't grow this thing to its potential by ourselves. We have to build a community.
100%, 100%. You guys are building one hell of a community, that's for sure, man.
I am thrilled about our community. Is just a really, really great group of people.
It's really cool.
It's got fantastic energy, and I'm really happy with the group that we've assembled and the way that people are enthusiastic.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. Like, I made that Vortex video and was just talking about, like, when you find that layer 1, right? That is actually delivering. You know, it's so funny, I look back to our first interview, and I remember thinking to myself when you were talking, like, okay, bro, like, yeah, infinitely scalable, like, we've heard this a million times, and I say it in every video. And I remember sending you the tweet, like, bro, is it I'm watching my own interview and FOMOing into this coin, like, you know? Like,
yeah, I mean, we've been experiencing the same thing. We've been saying this for years now. I just gave a talk here at DecentralCon.
I'm so mad I couldn't get it.
Specifically about scalability and how we've solved the trilemma. And it was actually hard for me to write that talk because I'm like, no one wants to hear this. You know, we've been saying this all along.
Yep.
But people are telling me, no, we want to hear this stuff. There are lots of people that haven't heard it yet. And so we're continuing to refine the message and try to, in this talk, I really tried to focus on the simplest possible terms, making it understandable to people. Should make sense. Like the whole blockchain industry is tech at its core.
Yep.
You have to
100%.
understand the tech.
Yep.
And you can't take my word for it. If I come and say, hey, Ryan,
Yep.
I've got a scalable blockchain, you shouldn't believe me.
100%, 100%.
There's too much money at stake I stand to gain too much from lying to you.
100%, big time.
And so you need to take all of these kinds of claims and you need to actually sit down and look at them. And this is why we're kind of so solidly situated in the tech programmer nerd world.
Yep.
Because that's where these things win and lose based on their technical merits.
Without a doubt, no questions asked.
You shouldn't believe me.
Yes, right.
If I come in and claim we've solved proof of work or we've scaled proof of work, you shouldn't believe me. You should actually dig into the details.
Yep.
And I know that a lot of people don't want to dig into the details, but the fact of the matter is, the place where the crypto industry is right now, you have to.
100%.
You have to actually understand the technical things, or at least try. Maybe you know, you will never have the same understanding that I have because I am deep in the tech all day long, 8 hours a day. You're spending your time doing other things, and that's fine, but you still gotta really do the research, actually understand and ask yourself, do these ideas make sense? And so that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I was attempting to do in my talk, is really break this down, make it very simple and easy to understand. That's what I try to do on my Twitter account with the tweets that I put out. I'm always very tech focused because, like,
You're right.
we're here, we're for real, and we want to, like, behave in a responsible way.
You guys do. You guys carry yourself better. I don't ever feel like, I mean, I shill you guys, right? But you guys don't shill yourselves, which you don't have to. But, like, I mean, these other blockchains, and nothing against them, they got billions, right? And
some of them.
And they don't have to have a product to make it look like they got a product.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's very difficult to distinguish.
100%. And until we hit capacity on these other chains, like we're seeing.
We're starting to see. Yep.
Right? So it's only a period of time before every single one of these is at capacity. With how fast the ecosystem is evolving, put it this way, in my personal opinion, with a $2.5 trillion market cap across whatever, right? We've seen a few hit it, right? So if that just doubles, if the global market cap, I think, hits 5 trillion, the top 5 chains now, I would almost guarantee will be bottlenecking when that happens.
And you know, Kadena is going to have plenty of scaling challenges as well. Like, there are hard engineering problems that we have to solve to get between here and there. But guess what? Today, we have roughly 20 times the capacity of a single chain blockchain.
Yes.
So I think that's going to last us for a while.
Yep.
We have some friendly debate going on inside the company.
Yeah, Will was telling me about it. You said, like, what, 4 years? He's saying a year and a half?
I think it's several years, yeah. Look how long it took for both Bitcoin and Ethereum to get to the amount of transactions that they have today. This is a 10-year thing. Now, will it be 10 years for Kadena? No, because the industry is already there.
100%.
People will switch over, and so we'll definitely not take that long. But I think but we have 20x.
Yeah.
So I think it's a few years. Some other people inside Kadena think it might be quicker than that, and maybe it will be. I might be wrong, it doesn't matter. But we're focused on building the engineering team that can actually scale this stuff. And there is going to be a lot of work to be done between here and 100 chains or 500 chains or 1,000 chains.
100%. Now, I had such a good one there. You're going to, shit, man. I love those shoes. Those are tight, man. What are those?
I like them too. John Galliano, I think.
Damn, those are sick, man.
Yeah.
Where'd you get those at?
Saks Off Fifth, I think.
Oh, those are sweet, man.
Yeah, New York.
So, when you say, let's talk a little bit about like the other FUD. So I don't watch any other YouTubers, but I've had like 3 people send me videos now of some other dude, and he's like, hey, is this true? Has there been anything that you've heard in like the community that people are saying that Kadena's, you can't build on it, you can't do, I've heard just little bits and rumors. Is any of that true? I don't even know, I don't watch it. I just assumed that it was complete garbage, so I didn't even watch it.
Yeah. But I can answer the one you asked. But yeah, I mean, is it hard or different to build on Kadena?
Yeah.
It's not what you're used to because we have a new smart contract language.
100%.
And it uses syntax that people are not familiar with.
Yep.
Programmers are pretty good at learning new things in general. I was just talking to a programmer the other day from Google, I don't know Haskell. No problem.
Yep.
I'm totally willing to learn Haskell. Haskell's a bit of a challenge for a lot of people. Pact is going to be a new thing.
Yep.
But guess what? This whole blockchain thing is a new
100%.
thing, and we think it needs a new programming language. Yep. We think that Solidity being patterned after JavaScript hasn't played out very well.
Yep.
Saved by .kadena.network, I believe that's the site. Hundreds of millions of dollars have been lost due to hacks on Solidity. Same kinds of vulnerabilities over and over again. And we have analyzed a lot of them, and we have seen how we can definitely eliminate whole categories of bugs.
Yep.
So, maybe that one person couldn't build on Kadena.
Yep.
But that's not everybody.
Right.
I definitely know people can build on Kadena.
Yep.
We've seen people be able to pick up Pact pretty quickly. But I think some people, they get blinders on. They see, what's this new thing? There's like lots of parentheses, and then their brain just kind of shuts down because it's not something familiar.
100%.
And you're going to have to learn new things.
Absolutely.
If you want to build on the infrastructure of the future.
The future, that's what I keep saying. I really think you guys are. I think that you guys, I just don't know, because until somebody adds, like once cadex launches and once things are getting built on top of Kadena, what is the higher value proposition to building on anything else? I'm not asking you, like if you were a normal person, like an engineer, just talking, is there any higher value proposition? Like what would be the point besides being like, if I built on Ethereum right now, what do I get out of that besides that Ethereum's as big as it is like, what would be a higher value proposition to building outside of Kadena?
Years ago, we were talking to other projects that were building in the crypto space, and we kept hearing people tell us how painful it is to build on Ethereum. Mm-hmm. Gas fees are crippling projects and making it very difficult to run profitable businesses. And it's a huge challenge. I'm biased, yes.
Yeah, of course.
But if I try to put that out of my head, and what project am I going to pick to build on? I'm going to pick to build on a scalable project.
100%.
And I guess you have to be convinced that we are scalable, but I think we've demonstrated that. We've already doubled our capacity while we were running.
I watched
that. And that's
that.
exactly why we did it.
That was Stuart tweeted that, right?
Yeah.
that was his video when it was just the chains just
video.
turning on, right?
Yep.
That's what I was
the
watching
extra
there.
chains come in.
Just like nothing. Like it didn't skip a beat. Just toot, 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 toot. And you see them all start running.
Man.
Was that the coolest thing
You
ever?
have no idea how stressful that was for me and for the team.
Oh, I
like,
bet,
and
man.
all the amount of work that we put in to make that happen, but it went off without a hitch.
That's what that's what it looked like it did.
It was amazing.
That was probably the coolest thing ever, wasn't it?
That was a very pivotal moment in my career.
Now-
It's like, wow, this thing actually worked.
Wow, dude. And you were part of putting that all together, right?
We have a team of just incredibly talented people, and I'm privileged to be able to work with them.
That's crazy. Now, how far are we from seeing cadex? Is that, I know that they haven't gave an official date outside of by December 27th, but there's nothing official yet. Are we still on track?
So I don't have this information because it's a separate organization, and I'm focused on delivering the core tech. But as far as I know, cadex is still looking great. I've been interacting and meeting the cadex team here this weekend, or this week at the conference, and they're a great team of people. I really like these guys, and I'm sure that they are cranking away, and we will see some. The limiting factor with the DEX is not so much the DEX; it's
the wrapped assets.
The wrapped assets and the other tokens. And there's a whole bunch of regulatory hurdles to cross to get those things in place. In a lot of cases, like decentralized bridges have their own set of challenges. Centralized bridges have regulatory challenges. You have to be, I think, a registered money transmitter, or don't quote me, but all kinds of regulatory hoops. And we were hoping we could launch this stuff in January. Normally, we make our deadlines, but in this case, it's outside of our scope of things that we can do.
Right,
like,
because
we can do the engineering, but there's so much other stuff that has to happen to get wrapped assets on your chain, and it's taken a lot longer than we anticipated, but we're getting close.
So we got wrapped KDA, right?
We have wrapped KDA.
But we didn't get the wrapped ETH. Am I wrong about that, or did I not see the post about that?
We haven't seen it yet, but all of the above are on the roadmap.
Right,
for sure.
Yep.
It's just a matter of time.
Just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Cool. Because that's what I didn't see anything on wrapped ETH. I didn't know if that was like just wrapped KDA meant we got wrapped ETH, or we're still waiting on that to come, right?
So, wrapped KDA is
taking
Kadena on ETH.
Yep.
So you don't need a wrapped ETH. Well, there's already a wrapped ETH on ETH.
Yep.
But so you'll have swappable, have the ability to swap to and from ETH just with wrapped KDA.
Yep. But you got to pay ETH gas fees.
Correct. We want to do that because that gets us out there to the biggest possible playground the quickest.
Yeah, and if you got
and then there will be the gas fees. And then we can come back and start doing the thing that I am much more interested in, which is bringing KETH and KBTC and having Kadena wrapped versions of these other tokens.
Because nothing's officially really been built on top of Kadena yet, having cadex but having no tokens in the Kadena ecosystem is why cadex doesn't have. Now, couldn't cadex essentially launch without it and just allow us to stake like Flux and Kadena?
So it actually is already out there. You can trade Flux and Kadena
swap
right now, yeah.
But we can't stake or yield or anything like that or earn liquidity?
I'm actually not sure what the status of that is. Maybe you can. I don't know.
Cool. And now they also you guys have a web, like a browser extension wallet? Was that something that Kadena's doing or something that cadex is doing separately?
Most of this is separate, but we're working with them to, provide tech input and guidance and QA, and we've spent a lot of time thinking about wallets on our ecosystem, and so we can kind of guide the way around the pitfalls and help people build wallets. And we have browser extension wallets under development. We have ledger integration in progress. Lots of stuff going on.
Hell yeah, man. So what is it that you're most excited about that Kadena has coming up that's obviously official already?
So this is going into nerd territory.
Yeah, let's do it.
My favorite thing is our signing API. we built this, the first cut of it, quite a while back, and it's what we use. Zelcore and Chainweaver use it to interact with the swap dApps and other dApps that we have today. But we discovered that there's a limitation. It doesn't allow you to sign multiple transactions in one request. Because we're a multi-chain blockchain, we have to have that.
Yes.
We have to have the ability for a dApp to say, I want to sign this batch of transactions in one request. Otherwise, you'd have to do it over and over again. You'd have to click accept for like 10 different requests if you're doing it on 10 chains or 20 chains, 20 requests. This doesn't sound sexy, but it will enable really cool things. People ask us the signing API.
Signing API.
Yeah. And so specifically an improvement to the signing API that supports multiple transaction signing.
That's huge.
Everyone's asking us, how do we build a wallet that doesn't make us worry about chains? This is the core building blocks that you need in order to do this. If you want to collect all of your money from all the chains into one chain, guess what? You have to sign multiple transactions. If you want to scatter your money, so I call that a gather. You're gathering your money from multiple chains into one chain. If you want to scatter your money and put it from one chain out into different chains, that's another one. You have to send several transactions. And if you want to do a parallel, like maybe I have money on 5 chains. And I want to send it to you. You don't care what chain they're on. Well, I don't need to do any cross-chain transactions. Those take longer and cost a little more gas. Gas is cheap anyway, but it's still a little bit more. I can just send the money on 5 chains. Maybe I have like 10 coins on every chain. And you want, we have some agreement. I'm going to buy your camera from you, and we're going to do like 50 KDA or something. So that means I need to send 10 here, 10 here, 10 here, 10 here. We want to be able to just have one request that goes to your wallet and says, sign these 5 transactions. And your wallet will show you all of the transactions. So it's actually quite challenging from a user experience perspective.
That's huge.
Because there's a whole lot of information that you have to show to the user that they have to look at and assess. But we have the best set of infrastructure that I can imagine for making this safe and doable. And so I'm really excited about this multiple transaction signing API because of all of the cool things it's going to enable.
And I also heard something, this is a rumor, that with Ethereum, right, because of how the smart contracts and Solidity, it's one one line of code has to execute for the next line of code. Am I saying that right? It's like somewhere like only one smart contract can get executed at a time, so they're always stacking multiple, but Kadena is going to be able to do something like execute borrowing and lending in the same transaction or something like that all in one.
I am not sure what you're referring to.
Okay, so I'm way out there then.
I don't know. I'm just, you might not be way out there, but I just don't have
I forget what they said. It was like the reason that there's no DEXs and like no borrowing and lending platforms are on the same thing. You're either a DEX or you're a borrowing and lending platform. Something that what Kadena could, it was something that's what I heard because of the smart contract that you guys are going to be able to have a DEX, borrowing, a lending, and everything all in one protocol.
I don't know what that's referring to.
Okay, I'll look into it more. I'll text you if I figure it out.
I would love to hear more details.
So what was your favorite thing at this event? Have you got to link up with Will? Is Will here yet?
Yep, Will's been here. He was just hanging around today. He came and saw my talk. We were talking to people afterwards, answering questions. We had a great party last night. Huge turnout. So
heck yeah, man.
Yeah, really having a great time, and trying to get more people excited about building on Kadena.
That's awesome, man. I think you guys are doing a great job, and I think that like I just keep saying it, man. I don't know how the industry goes in any way until somebody becomes a direct competitor of you guys and then delivers higher value proposition. It just, you can't, it's this, I mean, you guys probably seen some of my videos, like the smartest, the fastest, the hardest, in any industry that dematerializes things, like you guys are taking so much with what's wrong in this industry, and you guys are open, transparent. Seems like you guys are following all the regulatory regulations and rules by the book. Like, how,
we are trying to do it right, and we'll certainly make mistakes along the way.
Everybody does.
And we're gonna be committed to doing whatever we need to do to recognize and constantly improve our ecosystem.
I like that you guys don't give false hope, like in dates. Like if you guys are like, we don't know. Like I remember the first interview, I was like, when's DeFi coming? You're like, I can't. And I'm like, well, you can't give us a roundabout date. And you're like, you were not giving me nothing. Like no, wasn't getting a hint because you didn't want to mislead anybody. It was like,
I hate
if you
giving
don't
dates.
know,
I'm famous in Kadena for being very resistant to committing to a date because I know that there are so many things that go wrong, and if I actually commit to a date, I want people to know, hey, we really are gonna count on that. Yeah.
Dude, man, it was such an honor, man. Dude, thank you so much.
All right, YouTube, that's a wrap. My interview with Doug. I keep telling everybody, man, Kadena is the future, and I'm not just saying that. I'm trying to help educate you guys and bring the Kadena team on the show as much as I possibly can, just because it's so much, the tech is so advanced and I'm not intelligent enough to explain it and break it down for you guys on my own. That's why I love bringing the Kadena team onto the show, because it's so much easier for me just to ask them those questions directly, and you guys have been great. I've been trying to ask as many of the questions that I read online, so thank you guys, everybody that goes out of their way to drop comments on my videos and post. I've been trying my best to answer any of those questions, so do me a favor. Hopefully I'll have Will back on the show or Stuart back on the show, and I also think I have Emily coming on the show as well. So do me a favor, drop a ton of comments on this video. If you guys have any comments that you guys want me to ask the Kadena team, drop them below. Besides, when are we launching on the next exchange? They're never gonna tell us that. When is KuCoin gonna figure out whatever? They're out of their control. So do me a favor, guys. If you guys have any other questions, drop comments below, and I'll make sure that in my next interview, I pull up some of the questions and we really dive in and start helping answer a ton of more community questions that I haven't been able to ask in my videos. And definitely do me a favor, share this on Twitter, tag the Kadena family, tag the Kadena communities. Love you guys. See you guys next video. Peace.